I think I have a fear of quitting things. I don't know why.
Really? Whoa.
I don't want to start things that I feel like I won't be able to give time.
Dude, you gotta quit that fear of quitting things.
Man, shut your ass up.
Welcome back to another episode of Care for Boys. Today we're going to talk about
how much we hate our wives.
Yeah, I'll do that one.
We did that already.
Okay. We're going to talk about things that we have learned from each other.
Oh, so much.
Okay.
Specific things that we've learned.
Bart is the most disciplined motherfucker I've ever met in my entire life. Yeah. I've never.
Yes.
Yeah, that's.
I don't even think I'm disciplined, dude.
When I think of discipline, I think of this guy.
Me too.
He's the most scheduled guy.
You don't think you're
Don't be a pussy.
disciplined? Guy who got in the best shape of his life at such a late age?
Guy who eats pussy for 7.5 minutes and it's on his schedule.
Dude, that's pretty good.
You guys saw me eat a fucking cheese pizza when it comes in. I have like zero.
I know,
fucking,
but having that balance also is important.
Anytime cheese pizza shows up, you have to eat it. That's discipline.
I learned balance from you as well.
You're a man of code.
Yeah.
You learned balance from how?
the most
From like nutrition wise, because you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely, dude. This guy knows how to fucking dial it in when it matters, when it counts, and I think that's a cool trait.
I think
He's very scheduled.
That's the heart.
Increase your standards.
Man, you dude.
He means well, like Jeffrey Dahmer means well.
Yeah. Well, wait.
He's like, I think I'm doing good things for the world.
He's a Thanos. He's most Thanos. It backfires.
He's like, I even made human bone soup. That's how not wasteful I am.
Put it in the fridge. That's what you're supposed to do.
He used every part.
Yeah, he meant
That is true.
He meant so well. Yeah.
He's eco-friendly.
What a bummer.
I think you have probably a lot of really visible qualities that are good to
Yeah, dude, absolutely.
1000%.
like obvious good things.
You know what's
Yeah,
great?
yeah.
That's
He
what
showers
Jill's,
all the time?
That's what Jill's mom said too.
What did she say?
It's like, you know what? I learned a lot of discipline from him. I'm like, what?
Oh, yeah.
That's funny that you don't see it.
Eating up the chilaquiles she made like the other morning.
Yeah, but then I've seen.
Well, it's because your standards are high, but it's still inspirational for people that can't.
He eats the chilaquiles and he's up at 5:30 in the fucking morning in the cold working out.
And then some days,
Volume up.
when it counts the most, some days we're eating fucking Sonora Town. This guy's microwaving just the whitest chicken breast I've ever seen. Ketchup.
Washing it of all seasons.
Yeah, this looks good, you
Like
guys.
he's in a Mr. Beast video. That's what I heard.
That's pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys.
That counts.
You guys are
That
great.
matters.
But he's still doing that phantom tax on all your chips and shit.
Yeah, but that's that's the balance. That's what the balance.
His balance is he's gonna schedule out his cheating.
That's a fact.
Because it's like it's even harder to take a bite and then just to leave it.
I think it's also really clear to learn about, I guess, like financial goals through you without,
absolutely.
without you purposely teaching it.
Yeah.
Bart is the most scheduled, impulsive guy I know.
Yeah, the balance. The balance.
Because he does do interesting, funny, wacky things that are like.
I know I'm gonna be impulsive next Thursday.
Yeah, see? He scheduled it. He worked it in. Yeah. But he's gonna eat the box for 7 hours.
I have to say this too real quick. We do a lot of bits about Anthony and like Anthony this, Anthony that. I do want to say genuinely.
Oh, bye, Steve.
Get the fuck out of here, dude. What do you think he was gonna say, Ken?
I think he was gonna say like he really cares about Anthony.
Yeah.
He was gonna say how much he learned how cool the dance community is through Anthony.
I don't think he was gonna say that, dude.
I'm pretty sure.
That's pretty funny if you were to say that.
That's definitely not something he learned.
How cool the dance community is through Anthony.
Hey, Anthony, what do you think he would have said about you?
Ken, that was the gayest answer ever.
Dude, that's exactly what Steve would say.
Just
This
curling
is gay.
25s.
That's pretty strong, dude. That's pretty strong.
If he's doing that, that's not gay.
Dude, I'm pretty strong, dude.
Curls for the girls. You never heard that?
He's doing 25 pounds.
Anthony, what do you think Steve would have said about you?
About me?
Yeah, what
he
he
learned
learned
from
from
you.
you.
He learned that at the end of the day, he's so petty that guys like me fuel him to do more. Because if everybody was just cool all the time and there was no issue, he would have no fire to build off of. He needs guys like me.
I think Steve would have said that.
He needs me. And he'll never admit it on camera because he's a pussy.
Oh, shit.
But he needs me. And you know what? I need him.
You guys are like Coke and Pepsi. You guys are Coke and Pepsi. You need each
You
other.
into the gang, for sure.
I fucking need him.
Yeah, you
Not a big
guys
deal.
are.
It's not a big deal, guys.
You're Sprite and 7
Plus, we're the only guys that drink together, so if I wasn't here,
Yep. Who would he
he
drink
would
with?
fucking be so bored all the time.
Yeah. He was sad.
Got nobody to rip on.
Yeah, he doesn't like when you're not here.
Nobody to drink with, nobody to fucking dive into crypto with and lose money with all the time. Because definitely, if there's one thing I've learned from Steve, straight up actual, even though this sounds like a joke, I will survive no matter how much money I lose.
Wow.
That's cool.
That's actually a really big one.
How come?
Because I've only lost money with Steve.
And he's still here.
And
Insurmountable amounts, including even this run right now. I was like, dude, crypto's down so
Are you
hard right
making
now.
the same trades as he is?
Yeah, I'm only doing that because of him.
Because isn't he up all the time?
Dude, literally, Kuji's dying so hard right now. Everything's down right now. I asked him, I was like, you want to do an OTR about crypto? He's like, no, dude, it hurts too bad. It's bad luck.
oh,
Okay.
So he won't talk about it because at the end of the day,
But it's not realized losses if you don't sell.
true.
I'll tell you what, it feels like losses.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
But it's okay because we're in it together. Right, Joe?
That's nice.
Yeah.
You know something I learned from you?
What?
Which is you're gonna hate? I think Nick is a really good example of like someone who's truly actually humble.
What the
Yeah. You know what I mean?
He's so humble that he hates attention.
Well, because you know some people are like they're trying to be humble to
Dude,
like
he's doing it
not
right
be
now.
cocky.
Yeah,
but
he's
I
doing
think,
it right now.
I think that's what it looks like when someone really is.
Act not humble. Go.
I don't know, dude. I was wearing a gold chain earlier.
Can I tell you something?
And Steve's
Can I
watch.
tell you something to piggyback off that to make you feel really uncomfortable?
Yeah.
So I know what you're talking about because the first and foremost thing, he can whoop every one of our asses.
Dude, what the? Why do you always lead with that?
No.
Try to kick his ass. It didn't work.
But wait a second. But you never ever feel that ever. You never feel threatened ever. And then also on top of that, the other thing that I learned from him is I like, even though I feel like for Nick, his view of himself, he has a lot of noise in his head. Right? He's like, fuck, I get in my own way, I have anxiety, I'm thinking about this, whatever.
Is that what you sound like?
No,
Yeah,
because I
that's
talk
spot
to
on.
him all the
That's
time.
spot on.
But on the outside, what I see him accomplish, it's like him getting like a black belt, for example, him building his gym business, all that stuff.
Yeah.
As much noise as he encounters, he will start something and finish it. And that's something I've had a hard time doing for a long time. But for him, he's like, because I'm like a white belt in 20 things. For him, he's like, I start, I finish, I start, I finish, and that's something that I really, really admire about you. You
Thank
stick
you, I
it, you stick
appreciate
it.
Yeah, he got black belt.
But I quit a lot along the way.
But even like with
But you got a black belt.
That doesn't make any
even
sense.
with Tiff though, right?
Yeah.
Like even with Tiff, it's like we started and we're finishing together. It's not like try 5 things. Blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. Everything he does, it's like A to Z, A to Z, A to Z, and that's very admirable, in my opinion.
That's true.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Sticks with stuff.
I think I have a fear of quitting things. I don't know why.
Whoa.
And I don't want to start things. I don't want to start things that I feel like I won't be able to give time.
Dude, you gotta quit that fear of quitting things.
Man, shut your ass up. But honestly, like, you know what's fucking lame is like, you know, they have like motivational quotes. Anytime the subject is something like that, I'm like, oh my god, that's so true about it. I need to learn how to let go and try new things and not be worried about, you know, like all that shit.
You know what's seemingly shallow? What I learned from Nick, especially because like I've had the privilege
The privilege.
of going to Lionheart Jiu-Jitsu and training at the gym with him. When he gives me pointers on like workout stuff, it seems basic, but it's the whole like concept of like you know, if a dude's hungry, if you give him a fish, you know, he's gonna be hungry the next day. But if you teach him to fish, he'll never be hungry another day in his life type shit. He gives me simple stuff that like changes the way I do things forever. And I feel like that's how Nick is. He's a simple man that gives you forever things.
So you're never gonna go back to the gym because you already got all the knowledge, right?
No, but the gym's still like free when I go with him. So
Forever knowledge.
Yeah, you got the forever knowledge.
I just like bang for your buck, dude.
Nick's simple, but it's a forever thing. That's how he is.
Yeah, I would also like to talk about Nick, dude.
What the fuck, can
Hey,
dude?
come on.
Go ahead, Steve.
Oh yeah, so I was at the gym, what was it, like a month ago? I don't remember.
Yeah, yeah.
And like I do like the way you teach as well because like I feel very safe and I feel like you're not gonna just punch me in the face. Even though you've done
though
it
you want
like,
to.
maybe once.
Even though I fucking dude, I'm clenching my fist right now thinking about. I'm hard right now thinking about it.
What up, guys? Thank you for watching us for so long. If you like what we do, please support our Patreon. Joe, tell them what we have to offer.
So every week you get 2 videos. One never released director's cut, and another one 2 hot for YouTube, Patreon only. Every freaking week you get that, and you get access to our Discord where you can come chat with us.
And ask us questions that become episodes here because we're gonna answer them and we're gonna take it seriously and we wanna give you the responses that you want. So come stay connected with us, join our Patreon, click the description below for full details.
Like when he's training, it's very, when he turns on his professionalism, I really like that because here he's like a little different, you know? He's like funny. He's like not, you know, not as professional.
Dude, I fuck around, okay?
Yeah, and then so, but then when you're in the gym, it's like, oh shit, this is real Nick. He's not trying to make me laugh, even though, you know, you're just funny either way.
Just because I look funny, I look like a monkey to you.
But like, I feel like you're like trying to like teach me to like one day surpass you type of.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like you're really like important. Like everything you're telling me is like very important, even though it's like basics.
Oh, thank
I really like that.
Thank you. Yeah. Once again, I just like to, you know, bang for your buck.
Yeah. See?
So and also too, it makes it easier for me to teach because I don't have to repeat it again. Like, okay, this is the fucking basis. We're not gonna talk about that again, and then we'll move on. You know. So you better fucking remember what I told you, dude.
I remember, dude.
It's also cool because you have you know you have a really very great ability for attention.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You remember a lot of shit.
Dude, I honestly feel like I don't.
You do, dude.
Thank
What
you.
did he just say?
He said something about like.
Muy bien.
Muy bien.
Yeah.
Like you're really good at remembering like stupid references from stuff. Like if I made a joke like 2 years ago,
Really?
like you're still like remembering dumb shit. Like it's easy to build next level humor with you because you're good at like
Callbacks.
getting.
Thank you.
That's what
Yeah.
it's called. Yeah.
But not only that, like I can make a joke about something that I saw in '94 that I don't even know if you saw it. I have confidence you're gonna know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know why. I think I used to watch a lot of TV as a kid. Almost too much. That's what it really is.
So he remembers the one-liners?
Yeah. You talk about books? I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
What are books?
You read those things?
Oh yeah, it's pretty cool.
No, thank you. Thank you, Ryan.
Who has something else they learned about someone?
I think you can.
That's not the prompt.
Who has something else they learned about?
Is that what I thought it was?
I think the prompt was, what did you learn from...
Yeah,
It is. It is. I was just trying to fuck with him.
Yeah. When I saw that, I was like, fuck!
You've known Joe a really long time.
Oh
What did you
yeah.
learn from him?
I think I've talked about it before, but I learned a lot about being open-minded in terms of like, this is what you can do when you start reading books about like
Japan?
self-help. No, like mostly about like finances in a way where like how do you think differently than how you're thinking right now? Because I used to think about like, oh, all I gotta do is get a job and just do the same thing for the rest of my life and I'll just make money and whatever.
Yeah.
But then he showed me like a couple of books where it was like, oh no, actually you could do this, this and that. And I'm like, from then on, it just like snowballed and I started reading other books and it just like basically changed the way I think about stuff. So that's what
That's huge.
Yeah, super huge.
Did he play a pretty good role in like you becoming an entrepreneur with your own like?
Yeah, because well, we had a lot of conversations about this because I was still dancing a lot at the time and I didn't know if I should go back to school or whatever.
Weren't you like 20?
I was like 21 or something like that.
You were pretty young at the time.
Yeah, and then we had this talk. I remember we were in like the kitchen or something, and you were talking about how like, yeah, like we're just kind of doing this YouTube thing because it just kind of took off, and so we're not really doing the traditional like get a job or anything either. So I was like, okay, cool. I have somebody to look up to in that regard. So I was like, well, okay, fuck it. I'm just gonna keep pursuing dance and the entertainment stuff. So that's literally why I just kept pushing for that and never went back to like just getting a normal job. But yeah.
Now you're giving people normal jobs.
Yeah.
You got your own business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? You know my favorite thing that I probably learned from Joe is you can literally do anything you want in life, and this motherfucker does anything he wants. For real, like anything, without compromising your code. You know what I mean?
Bushido code.
Like Joe's got a code. Bushido got a code, and he can work with anyone, anywhere, at any time, doing anything, and not compromise his code. And that's like fucking actually rare. For real.
That's interesting you even think I have a code.
You know you have a code.
You can even joke about not having a code.
That's part of the code, right there.
That's the
You can
Bushido
even
stuff.
joke about it and still stick to it. That's crazy.
What's crazy is, so I've known Joe for a long time. That code has also existed far before any of the whole JK stuff. So like, I've seen Joe be the exact same person with like hardcore thugs, but also in that world, wannabes are like pussies, right? No one wants to hang out with them, but then not everyone's a fucking gangster. And Joe will still be himself, and just as like in any other group and circle we've ever crossed paths with, and he's always been who he is, and he can get along with anyone without sacrificing his code, which is pretty crazy.
I'm not a code switching bitch, you know?
Yeah.
Just because a bunch of black people's around me, I'm not like, yo, homie, yo!
You did though. It'd be way cooler.
That'd be kind of sick. Urban Joe.
Urban Joe. Nah, what I'm saying, brother?
Product.
Nah,
But you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I agree. For sure, yeah.
For sure.
I don't know what this code is, but okay.
Yeah, that is true. I think you are a really good example of like someone that's happy, to be honest.
Oh, really?
I think so.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Dude, I am. Well, I think I'm a normal human being, and I experience.
No. You think you're a normal human?
Well, I experience normal human emotions of like
Sure.
depression and sadness and misery and pain and suffering, and it goes up and down.
But do you think you're human though? Because this morning when I pulled up, I saw you next to the dumpster going like this. Just to the sun.
He's getting his vitamin D.
I think
Next to the dumpster.
Like your Japanese ancestors picking rice fields and then stopping for the wind.
Dude,
I think I was walking
my,
up and
my,
down outside.
my uncles do that. They do that all the time.
I think I am what humans wish they had is the lack of inhibitions. But they are worried of how they're judged and looked upon. And for me, I'm more like, to me, it's like having Tourette's. If I don't express and do it, I feel anxious and weird.
Yeah.
But also don't care about like, I just feel like a lot of this stuff, people are gonna die and forget. No one's gonna remember you. And so like a lot of the things that people put so much weight on, I think that's delusional and crazy. Because that is the definition of delusion, is you're afraid of things that don't even exist, but in your imagination, you think someone's judging you, someone's talking shit, someone's doing this, but it's all in your head. And I'm like, why is what I do not crazy, but that's crazy, and that's not crazy? I don't know.
Dude, I think that's why we get along, because I think the same thing too. A lot of people.
But you probably just don't express crazy shit like I do. So you're just like, chill.
Like, me like expressing myself is through my arts and like just through my like weirdness, but I do see that pattern in most people where they like create this fantasy world in their head, but the reality is like you could do whatever you want. Like you don't have to stick to the rules that people just made up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah. Well, what did you learn, Ryan? I didn't hear shit from you.
Yeah, tell him, Ken. Yeah, talk to him like that.
Can coming in hot, dude.
Man, he don't care, man. He has no shame.
I didn't hear
Holy shit.
from you.
That was so unexpected.
Hey, shove him a little bit. Hey, take his hat off and throw it on the floor.
Coming in hot.
I got smoked, man.
I didn't hear shit. What the fuck do you have to say?
What have you learned about? What have you learned from Ryan?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Dude,
Talk shit to him?
I learned about community from Ryan.
Oh, yeah. No one builds community more than Ryan, dude. That's insane.
I learned the importance
So true.
of just treating people as human beings, no matter like how strange they may be. If you're in like a group setting, everyone just be cool, and then that's how you start your little you know, and you interact with people. I really like that you do that. That's what I learned.
Ryan's very thoughtful, I think.
I remember
Yes.
one time we were after a shoot with Barbell, and then we kind of used the front office as our home base, like the front office of the gym, even though like kind of like Barbell, like fucking corporate or whatever, is separate from the gym. But we're all hanging out there, and then our team went to go eat, like the guys, like our media team. Ryan went up by himself, and then he ordered like 2 more burgers or whatever, and I was like, I'm like, Ryan, I'm ordering 2 more burgers. We finished eating. He's like, oh, I'm gonna grab it for the gym staff that was there. And I was like, I think that's my job. I didn't think about it until I went home. And I was like, wait, I think that's my job. In my mind, I'm so autistic. I was like, gym team was not part of shoot. Only media team was part of shoot. You don't get burgers.
That's how you processed it.
Well, because I'm so like, I'm so like,
Yeah.
you know, like I'm in my own head about like things. And then the fact that you, out of your own money, bought burgers to bring back to the gym just because we're all hanging out together. I was like, man, that's why people like Ryan, dude.
I get burgers. Yeah, I get burgers. I be giving out burgers.
No, because you think about people.
Yeah.
The way this dude can talk to anybody and chop it up with anybody, and then just build instant rapport. Yeah, build instant rapport. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Because you're also very thoughtful in the way of like, you remember a lot about everybody that comes through here. Everybody knows you from something. Your reputation is also very strong, I think, in the dance community, especially this guy too.
Yep.
I name drop this guy everywhere.
People get creamy.
And then you lose credit, right?
Yeah, right. Dude.
Wait, back to Ryan. Hey, you know what's crazy about Ryan though? Ryan's one of the only guys that I know in my entire life, I mean this, who's capable of doing great things, who actually gives 0 fucks about the credit of it because the joy is doing the thing great.
He's a true artist.
Gangster.
Hey,
That's
Ryan's
fucking
the
gangster,
true love
too.
of the game.
That's one big thing that I actually told Hannah that it's so funny. I don't envy people at all, but I do envy Ryan.
Whoa.
Because I think
He hates you, dude.
well,
He hates you, dude.
this is the funny thing is like that this is probably not true, and I'm making this up. But I imagine you and Smack, your life is that you guys don't do anything you don't want to do, and you do art, you do creative, you execute everything that you want to, and I think I appear as that person, but I carry on a iceberg of fucking bullshit to execute what I want to execute.
Oh, okay.
So for me, it's like to do what I want to do. There's like you only see the tip, but then there's all of this fucking work that I don't want to fucking do, but I'm doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But in your case, it looks like you're doing the bulk of your life is around music. It's around art, and you're living in a cool place, and it's like you're not making any sacrifices, and everything is 100% toward the craft that you want to do.
Yeah, we do try to like it is true. We try to like do that as much as possible.
And I love that because in my mind that was never a reality. I was always thinking that things need to be like a sacrifice, or like you want to execute this, but you want to make X amount of dollars, so you got to balance it. So I'm not completely doing all the things I want to. I'm doing things that I can achieve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do you feel like you have a lot of struggles even though you're kind of doing everything that you've always wanted to do?
I think like, well, I've always thought like struggles are pretty like funny to me.
Oh.
Like I think me and Smack are good at seeing the humor and even dealing with bullshit.
Uh-huh.
You know, like when like when stuff gets so ridiculously hard or like difficult or disaster after disaster happens, we still can laugh at it because it's like almost like tragically funny.
You know what's something I did to cheer Gio's mom up the other day? She's going through like the hardest time, obviously, right? Because like out of everyone in the family who's experienced the loss, that's the hardest one. And I don't know why, but I was one of my impulsive moments. I saw this video of a pig that was scratching its ass on a rock. And I don't know why, sometimes it's just impulsive. And she was like having one of her sad moments. And I was like, hey mom, I recorded you in the kitchen last night. And then what'd she say? And all you just see is this fucking pig's ass, like. And then she looks at me, she was like, ooh. And she started laughing.
Yeah. Just to lighten the mood.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good title.
Bro, that's needed. That's needed, man.
It was the fattest pig ass ever.
calling her a pig and shit.
And then apparently I found out in like Latino culture, you never want to compare animals. I mean, humans to animals.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
a big thing.
They get mad at you.
Only in Latino culture.
Meanwhile, in the Chinese zodiac, everybody's an animal.
Filipino
Yo.
guys like, oh, thank you for that. I think it's funny because it's like inevitable that like how much time we spend with each other and talking, you're gonna take qualities from each other. That no matter what you do, you know.
And you know how they say you're like the total sum of 5 people closer to you spend most time. I do really believe it, man. Like I can kind of see it. Like when I'm with people that are miserable and fucking, I start thinking miserable. I start like being, because then if they're complaining all day, you complain with them.
Yeah.
And then everything you see is just negative shit every day.
Yeah, that's one thing I appreciate from everyone here. Nobody is like what is that? I don't know what you call it. But you know those people that just like think everything bad happens to them and they just go like, see, here we go again.
Well, yeah, we're not fucking weak-minded.
They're pessimists.
Yeah. And they just think they attract disaster and they're just like, that's never been
Perpetual
something-
victims.
Yeah, perpetual victim mentality. Yeah, I don't think nobody here has that, but everybody here does have shit happen to them.
Yeah.
But the perspective is
Keep happening. Yeah, it's gonna keep happening.
yeah.
No, I think, like everyone's off camera going through crazy fucking shit sometimes. But yeah.
It's because we learn how to take accountability for the stuff we
That's
do.
what I think
it
matters a
is.
lot too. Yeah.
Because some people don't have that, and so they just blame.
I've learned that from all of you guys in different ways. That like, oh man, like this happened, but I'm gonna fix it or take care of it or work on it. Like it's never like,
Yeah, for real.
so typical. Look at this. Like nobody's ever had that attitude.
That's true, because I think over the years we've all talked to each other about issues that's been going on in our lives, like off camera. And I do think that what I do like about you guys and why I take pride in this group is none of you guys are little bitches, and I know that there'll be a solution and an action and something that you will overcome.
Yeah.
It's like, no matter how crazy it is, it's like, I know you guys are gonna fucking pull through, and it will vent about it, but it's like, something happens.
Yeah.
Whereas like, I've had friends in the past where I'm like, man, you're a fucking loser. I wanna help you, but you don't wanna help yourself.
Yeah.
Everybody's here supporting you, but you don't do shit for yourself. And after a while, you're like, I can't have you around.
Like
'Cause
trauma dumping people or like,
they just complain all day and they don't fucking do anything.
Yeah.
And everybody wants to be there for them, but they don't even take that. So it's like, dude, after a while, I don't know if I can have that in my circle.
yeah.
I'm just glad that when we have deep conversation like this, Steve's not here so we can actually finish thoughts.
Oh my God.